let's bring you the top stories at this hour. And we begin with breaking news. It's a cherry one at that. You can call it a happy ending to what had hitherto been a sad story. And we can tell you that all 9 of the kidnapped students in Delta State have regained freedom. Breaking news just in, all 9 of the kidnapped students in Delta State have regained freedom because gunmen had abducted the 9 students as they were traveling along the rainy axis of the East-West Road in Ogeli North local government area of Delta State. Well, the Delta State Police Public Relations Officer Brighton Daffy, who confirmed the incident, had said that the students were returning from their school in Calabar, Cross River State on Friday night when they were abducted from the minibus. Now, according to him, the driver of the vehicle had also escaped unhurt. So that is breaking news that we have for you. The students, 9 of them who were kidnapped in Delta State, have now been released. This is a developing story, and we at Channels Television will bring you more updates as they come in. But 3 students elsewhere, this time of the University of Calabar, Unical as well, the Cross River State capital, have been kidnapped. The 3 students, according to a source from the school, Ojang Precious Evigin, a 200-level student of Department of Medicine and Surgery, Ugu Chukwemeka, a 300-level student of Department of Genetics and Biotechnology, and Damilola Dixon, a final-year student of the same department. So they were kidnapped, probably from their hostels last week. And while the police have been silent on the place of abduction, the police spokesperson in the state, SP Irene Ube, told Channels Television in a phone conversation that the command, alongside other security agencies, is working to ensure the safe release of the 3 students. Well, it's still unclear at this point if those 2 stories, those 2 kidnappings are linked. But again, we'll bring you the update as they come in. But away from security now, President Bola Tinubu will be in Senegal today, where he's attending the inauguration of the country's president-elect, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, which is, of course, taking place today. Now, according to a statement by a special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Ajuri Gilali, President Tinubu, who is a chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, will join other regional leaders to witness the inauguration at the Diamniadio Exhibition Center in Dakar. Well, the president, whose trip is on the invitation of the Republic of Senegal, will be accompanied on the trip by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Maitama Tugar, and other senior government officials. The president is expected to return to Nigeria after the conclusion of that inauguration today. Now, as the president is getting set to attend the inauguration of Senegal's president-elect, our State House correspondent Larry Lassisi takes a look at the tightly contested election that has led to this point and the implication of this presidency for Senegal and the West African region, or the sub-region in this case.
A little over a week ago, Senegal witnessed a significant event in its political landscape as opposition candidate Diomaye Faye emerged victorious in the presidential elections. Now, this outcome has been hailed as a positive development not only for Senegal, but also for West Africa as a whole. The presidential elections, initially slated for February the 25th, but postponed indefinitely by President Macky Sall, finally took place on March the 24th, after much anticipation. On the 27th, Mr. Diomaye Faye was officially declared the winner with over 54% of the votes in the first round, making him the youngest president-elect in Senegal's history. Now, this victory sends a strong signal of democratic stability and progress in West Africa, particularly at a time when several member states of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, have been grappling with unconstitutional changes of government. Nigeria's president has commended this development as a testament to the vitality of democracy in the sub-region, further bolstering his stance. As President-elect Faye prepares to assume office and take his oath of office on the 2nd of April, there's optimism that his leadership will bring fresh ideas, energy, and aspirations to Senegal's governance. His presidency is seen as embodying the hopes of the younger generation and may pave the way for a new trend of youthful leadership across Africa, ushering in transformative change. President Bola Tinubu, as chairman of the ECOWAS Commission, will be there in Dakar to welcome him into the ECOWAS fold of heads of government. From Abuja, Larry Lassisi, For Channels Television News.
Well, thanks, Larry. Back home, though, the Easter celebration was not the very best. For some, amidst the economic realities in the country, many Christians having a hard time celebrating the season. Well, the increase in pump price of petrol as a result of subsidy removal, inflation and rising food prices, among other factors, made this year's Easter celebration a bleak one for some members of a Christian community. Well, we spoke to Nigerians across the country from the popular Central Market in Kaduna State capital, where prices of foodstuff continue to rise beyond the reach of average Nigerians, to Jos, where traders and customers complain over a high cost of food items. Same in Enugu, southeast Nigeria. Check this.
I must say things are not easy. Things are not really easy. People are not finding it easy at all. Because I expect that since dollar is down, things are supposed to come down.
Previous Easter has been good, but this one we are doing it with hardship.
It's not an audacious Easter. Thank God everybody knows the economic reality, the inflation in the country. My family, for instance, we have cut ourselves to size.
The market is not full today. So he was telling me no money in the purse. And people that have no money, they cannot come and buy.
Well, amidst that dire economic situation, some state governments continue to distribute palliatives, while the federal government says it has directed the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security to immediately release about 42,000 metric tons of maize, millet, and other commodities from the strategic reserves. Let's bring you more stories now. Nigerian army troops deployed for counter-terrorism, counter-insurgency operations in Katsina and Zamfara states have raided terrorist enclaves, resulting in the elimination of some terrorists. In a statement posted on X, the army said that in an operation in Zamfara on March the 29th, troops raided the den of a notorious terrorist kingpin, Hassan Yantagwaye, in the Safi local government area. Yantagwaye and his group have allegedly been responsible for kidnappings and acts of terrorism in some parts of northwest Nigeria. Well, during that operation, troops overpowered the terrorists in an ensuing gun battle, neutralizing 3 of them and recovering a large cache of arms and ammunition. Troops also destroyed the terrorist camp. And now to politics. The northwest zone of the All Progressives Congress APC is asking members of the opposition parties Zamfara State, accusing the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawalle, of giving palliatives to bandits to come forward with their evidence or risk facing legal action. Addressing a press conference in Kaduna, the APC Northwest Zonal Publicity Secretary Musa Mada said the party welcomes positive criticism from the opposition, but such criticism, he says, should not violate the provisions of freedom of speech. He then accused the PDP, this time around, the government in Zamfara, of slandering the immediate past government of the state. Well, to Labour Party now. The party group loyal to Lamidi Akpapa has berated the president of the NLC, as the Nigeria Labour Congress, Mr. Joe Ajero, over what it described as illegal appointment of Board of Trustee chairman. At a press conference in Abeokuta, the state capital, the publicity secretary of the group, Abayomi Arabambi, said the move will disorganize the structure of the party, and he said that the Nigeria Labour Congress has no powers to initiate such pronouncement, as stated in Electoral Act 2022, Section 77. So those are some of the top stories that we have for you on the program this morning. We'll be bringing you some more during the course of the show.